this video. This is Seranja Jamada, and I'm going to take you through computer repair and maintenance. But we're going to start with the system assembling, and we are going to assemble the different parts of the system unit. And I can present for you the following parts, and we can go into details and look at one by one. This is the motherboard with its various components, such as the RAM chip. This is the RAM chip. We have the CPU fan and the heat sink. As we can see, this CPU fan and the heat sink, it protects the microprocessor, because during the data processing activity it generates a lot of heat which needs to be cooled down by the heat sink and the CPU fan. So let us open up this to get to see the CPU, the central processing unit. Sometimes we call it the microprocessor chip. So this is the heat sink and the CPU fan that this called the microprocessor, and this is the microprocessor chip. This is the microprocessor chip. It is the brain of the computer. All data processing activities are carried out by the microprocessor. It is fixed on the motherboard, since all other components of the computer system unit communicate through the motherboard, that is the microprocessor. But it should be well fixed. This heat sink should be well fixed to the motherboard. Avoid excessive heat that is generated during data processing. It should be well fastened. So I'm using a screwdriver to fasten the heat sink and the CPU fan to firmly hold the processor. And I'm done. Now on the motherboard we have different ports that serve as connectors to external components, which we call the peripheral devices. And among the ports, we have the USB ports, we have the network ports, we have the sound ports, we have serial ports, we have PS-2 for some of the designed mice and keyboards, and all the ports are having different cards. So these cards are fixed on the motherboard. The motherboard also has different extension slots, like the slots where we connect the RAM chip, and other devices like the gaming devices. There are some special gaming devices that are connected directly to the motherboard. So this is how we connect RAM, the motherboard. I'm now connecting back the board inside the system unit. This is so great. Then we have to fasten this motherboard using these nuts to make sure that it is firm. This is great. As I've said, make sure that all the connections you're making, you're just smart enough to avoid creating malfunction of some of the components. Some of these components are delicate. Others, once develop scratches, they may fail to function. And therefore, on that note, you need to be a bit technical while fixing these components. And we are done with that. Another component I'm presenting is the PSU. This is the power supply unit. All the components, as I've showed you inside the system unit, they have to get power. They have to get power. This power is from the central point, which is called the power supply unit, which picks power from the source. For example, from the extensions or from the socket by the use of the power cable, which is plugged to this point, and then it has these auxiliary cables or wires that supply power through the motherboard. So I'm plugging in the power supply unit or the PSU. And then, among other components I'm presenting, we have the CD drive. Sometimes it is called the CD-ROM. This is the drive that reads storage devices that are optical in nature, such as the compact disc, the digital versatile disk, among others. So this is the CD drive, and I'm placing it where it is supposed to be plugged. And then after that, you have to fasten it for it to be firm and for security reasons, as you know. have another component which we have to fix, the system unit, and this is the hard drive. This is the hard disk, which is the main internal storage component of the computer. I'm going to fix it where it is supposed to be to manage data storage. Then now what next is to connect different cables to these devices to be ready to function. Connecting this parallel cable to the port or the slot where it is supposed to be connected. It is done. It is connected to the motherboard, that slot. Then the power supply, for it to supply power to the system unit components. We are now connecting this cable to its respective slot and connecting it. It is done. Then this cable, it gives the hard drive power. Then I'm connecting it to the hard drive. Connecting it to the hard drive. It's done. And then we have the following cables. These are SATA cables. SATA cables are mainly for data transfer. The processed data has to be directly stored. It picks from the processor through the motherboard to the storage component. Now the first component I'm connecting is the hard drive. Connecting it to the motherboard. Connecting it to the motherboard through, and then to the hard drive by using the SATA cable. Using the SATA cable, And then another one is to, this one is long, it's the one that I can get. Drive. Well, we are now making sure that all cables are connected in their respective slots. Make sure that the device is ready to function properly. Basing on this connection, we are now ready to go, and our computer system unit is well assembled and connected, and it is now ready to be connected to the other devices that make a computer set, which is the monitor, the mouse and the keyboard, to have a fully functioning computer. Thank you for following. Thank you for being able to attend to this section. And the next videos, you keep following the YouTube channels. I remain Sir Randy Jamal. Thank you so much.